Hey, what's up, guys? I want to do a little video here. I'm probably going to make this a video response to Iraq veteran 8888. He just did another gun gripe video. Now, first of all, before I even get into this, let me just say that I like a lot of different gun channels. I have a passion with guns, not as much as knives, but I certainly like my guns, and I do plan to do more gun videos in the future for anyone who's interested. And then when finances allow me, I will purchase more guns and still talk about them. But anyway, I certainly like watching different gun channels and learning more about them, and I'm entertained by watching them being shot and talked about and cleaned and fondled and poked, and I love them. I love guns and everything about them. Now, there's probably 10 awesome gun channels on YouTube. They all offer information and entertainment and a healthy dose of both. But I have to say, Iraq Veterans channel has to be one of my all-time favorite gun-related channels on YouTube. The reason being is the knowledge that comes out through the videos are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I find that I can still be entertained. There's still a lighter side to the channel. It's fun. You can laugh and smile while you're watching the videos. But I mean, the detail and information that I get from there is like no other. It's ridiculous. It's a fantastic gun channel. So this is really a big shout out to him and everyone who works with him on the videos. Just really fascinating stuff. But in addition to that, I think the Gun Gripe series has to be my favorite gun-related series on YouTube as well. Uh, and I would definitely recommend, if you're new to guns or know very little about guns, to start there, to start watching all the Gun Gripe episodes from Iraq Veteran, because they talk about every kind of common misconception with guns. They talk about how people who don't have knowledge of guns, they lack that knowledge, create a dangerous situation. They talk about some things that you shouldn't be doing, some things you should be doing. It's just a fantastic series. Like I said, I think really it's geared towards any kind of person with an interest in guns, but specifically, I think it would really benefit someone who's new to guns. So definitely check that out. But their most recent one I was just got done with it, and the topic of discussion was gun-free zones. So I wanted to talk a little bit about it. The main purpose of this video is to give them another shout out and to tell you to check that video out because I thought it was very well done. But I also want to put my 2 cents in. I definitely agree with them, and I'm not going to bring up any points that they haven't already discussed in their video or anything that's obvious, such as gun-free zones are not good. I don't care if you're for guns or against guns. The only people who follow laws are law-abiding citizens. Okay, so a criminal who intends harm on someone else for whatever kind of perversions they have in their mind, whatever, if they're a sick person, they just want to hurt people, or if perhaps they're a criminal in the sense that they're trying to gain money or valuables and they don't care about hurting people in the process. Whatever the case may be, laws only affect those who don't follow them, okay, in a negative way. So if you have a gun-free zone and you're a good person, more than likely you're going to follow that law, okay? Not because you agree with it, but just because you do the right thing, right? But the question is, what is really the right thing? When you have a law that you know can possibly be bad, do you break that law? I think sometimes you have really good people who are forced to break the law because they know it's not a good law. And this is not a good law. Having gun-free zones does not keep a bad guy out of the building. Okay, you really think? I mean, anyone, someone who is extremely anti-guns, answer me this question: do you really feel like if a criminal who's about to rob a bank walks up to the door and sees a little sign, "I'm sorry, no guns allowed," they're gonna just leave and go, "Oh crap, damn, I guess I can't rob this place. I can't bring my gun inside." Seriously, I mean, I don't think anyone can argue the fact that gun-free zones are effective. I don't really even know the concept behind it. If you're a criminal and you're gonna do something bad, how does that really affect your opinion? Like, let's say this is a gun-free zone, so I might get in trouble if I try to rob this place. Or I want to end my life today and kill a bunch of people in the process and get on the news, but I don't want to go here because it's not going to be fun because no one's going to be able to shoot me back. I don't think so. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm doing a voiceover to a picture here. Now, what this picture is a posting at one of the post office that I work at. Now, my postal work that I do is very unique, and it's really hard to explain. But basically, the majority of the time I'm handling mail, I'm not at a post office. I'm in a privately owned building. But technically, because the post office is not, it's not federally owned. People still think that. They think post office and postal employees are government jobs. It's not. Postal Service has been privately owned since like the 70s, but it's still federally regulated. Okay, so you still have federal laws. This specific law that's posted in the post office that I go to, now I work in a privately owned building, but occasionally I'll have to transport mail from my town. Like I go and I pick up the drop boxes, those blue boxes you throw your letters in. I go empty a bunch of those and I transport all the mail down to a main hub. Now, when I go to this main hub, it's a regular post office. Okay. Now, this is something that was posted in there. I thought I'd take a picture of it and do this video. And the title here is Possession of Firearms and Other Dangerous Weapons on Postal Property is Prohibited by Law. Now, this is the code 18 USC section 930. In the description box, you can click on the link. It'll bring you right to this specific law. Okay. And then underneath it, it also goes on to 39 CFR 232.1, which is regarding other weapons and explosives. What this generally says is that if you have a dangerous weapon, you cannot have it in the post office, i.e. federal property, okay, or on federal grounds. Now, it's kind of well known that, yeah, you can't bring your gun into the post office. My question is why? Why do we have these gun-free zones? A great point that was brought up in the video is, you know, some banks are gun-free zones. Like, all right, well, now I'm actually handling my money in large sums, and now you want to take away my right to protect myself and my money? That doesn't really make sense. If I was a criminal, I would certainly target these gun-free zones because I know there's a good chance that I'm not going to get shot at. I'm not going to get, you know, retaliated against when I do something bad. You're walking into a situation where you know you have the upper hand no matter what, as opposed to a regular establishment where there's a possibility there's a good guy in there who might want to fight back at me if I try to cause a ruckus, you know? So anyway, the gist of this law is saying nope, no guns, and they also go on to say dangerous weapons. Now, dangerous weapons is an extremely vague term. I'm allowed to walk in there with my shoes. However, if I take my shoe off and repeatedly smack the heel of it into someone's face, I suppose now it's a dangerous weapon. But there's no law against me having shoes in there. In fact, I can't walk in there barefoot. There's a specific law saying I need shoes and a shirt. But it's just, you know, it's one of these things. Not every law makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to someone out there, like the average schmo who's not into guns may have this thought process of, yeah, no, I don't want to. You shouldn't be guns in here because there's important information and you know there's valuables in here. I can't even begin to tell you. Everyone's lives go through the mail. Okay, identity, money. People, when you send, you know, people who are into precious metals, I deliver packages to people who have $80,000 to $100,000 worth of precious metals in there. People who buy gold in bulk comes through the Postal Service, you know. Medicine, people's meds, every single day I put out thousands and thousands of pills, okay. A lot of them are controls, okay. They're people who abuse medications, you know, people who are addicted to prescription drugs. These are definitely a target for theft. In really bad areas, the mailman is certainly jumped and robbed. Why? Because you have credit cards that are coming through the mail. You have checks. You have cash that's in birthday cards and Christmas cards. You have all, you know, like I said, the medicine. They all have street value. They're drugs. People's personal information. The list goes on and on. Everything that's important comes to the mail. So it is certainly a target. Now, why would you go out of your way to say no one can have any guns because we have valuable things? I think it should be the opposite. I think as a postal employee, you should be given a gun and trained on how to use it like a security guard because you're handling very valuable things all day long. That's just my personal opinion. Of course, not everyone will agree with that. People are very anti-gun. I think they have good intentions, but they lack knowledge and they lack an open mind. They have tunnel vision and they say, no, guns, bad. No, you know, and it's not just like that. It's not black and white. Guns are not bad. Okay, the people who use them could be bad. You might have the argument, well, they don't do good. Well, yes, when they stop bad people, they do good. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on about this. You guys get my point and my feelings on it. I think a lot of people share my feelings. What I would like here is some adult conversations if you are anti-gun or pro firearm-free zones, or weaponless zones, I want to hear your opinion as to why. Okay, gun-free zones. If you're for that and you like that idea, I'm going to respect what you have to say. I just like to have a discussion. And I ask anyone who's viewing this videos, if someone does post that they believe in this and they're for it, don't attack them. Don't have ridiculous, um, negative word calling and back and forth. That doesn't solve anything. Let's be adults about this and have a discussion. I like to see what people's points of views are who are for this. I'd like to have an adult conversation about it. So interested in seeing what you have to say in the comments. However, I do feel that I think the majority, at least of my viewers, and anyone who likes gun channels, is probably for getting rid of gun-free zones because it's utterly ridiculous. Anyway, check out Iraqi veterans video and the gun grape series. I think it's fantastic, very well done. So I'm a huge fan of that series. It's my favorite gun-related stuff on YouTube. But anyway, that's it. Just wanted to give them a shout out, talk about this a little bit, show that picture, ridiculous, stupid picture I have to see every time I walk through the post office, and share my opinions. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate your time as always, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.